Hello, my name is Dorothée Rosen. I'm a goldsmith in Halifax, Nova Scotia. And today I'm going to talk a little bit about opals, since opal is one of the birthstones for October, and we are already 2/3 through October, amazingly. So I thought I'd talk a little bit about this October birthstone, which has such a fascination for people. Opal is, if you've seen it, clearly, I guess I should show a picture actually. I think I might have one. Opal is clearly a super fascinating gem because, it does this. It has this amazing thing that happens inside of it. And I'm going to talk a little bit about that in a minute, how that comes about and what it is and why it's there. And I should say, full disclosure, that, the reason I'm not showing you one is because I don't work with them. And there's a reason for that. I'll get to that later on. But I did want to tell you about them because they're a really cool gem. So, opal, the way opal came to be, I'm always curious about how did gemstones come to be. And the way opal came into existence is actually super interesting. If you imagine a very, very dry earth that's been parched by sun and heat, and there are cracks going deep down into the earth from all the water evaporating on that soil, and the remaining stuff just drying up, and cracks develop, and then all of a sudden you have water coming, and the water would have gone down into these crevices, taking along with it silica, and having silica mixed with the water. And that's literally what opal is. Opal is silica and water. That's what makes up opal. So the dissolved silica, dissolved in water, that silica would have gone into those deep cracks and run along the crevices, and then as the environment dried again, would have hardened into opal. And this is why still today, actually, opal is 20% water. Pearls, if you have watched that live that I did on pearls are made out of 40% water. And it's just fascinating to me that there's so much water in these gems. But yeah, so it's a little complicated to explain the whole thing, because when you look at how opal is mined, they actually dig into the they go underground, and they dig and dig and dig, and then when they find these veins of opal, they're always small. And in fact, the smallest veins are going to be the highest quality opal. And I don't really know where to start with this, but okay, well, opals come from all over the place, but the main source is Australia, and that's since 1890s when these big deposits were discovered there. And that's when really there was a lot of opal exploration that started happening, and there are whole areas that are named, by the Aborigines, that they have names such as where the white man makes heaps, because they dig out all the earth from the ground and then put it on the surface. I want to say hi to everyone. I particularly noticed that Circlecraft has joined. Circlecraft is the market that I will attend in just a few weeks. I'll be in Vancouver for the Circlecraft market, and I really look forward to that. So I'm gonna wave at them. Yeah, that's a whole other thing. I'm actually in my studio, and there's lots happening right now for the markets, both in Vancouver and in Calgary. So I'll be coming your way, West Coast. So to get back to opals, why are they making these amazing colors that are they have this, it's actually called play of color, which makes sense. It literally is a play of color. And the way this happens, I always like talking about the interior, what happens on the inside. So in opals, the way those silica molecules are stacked, they're round and teeny tiny, and they stack very precisely. If you imagine, or what's often used as an example is if you were to have a box full of ping pong balls that would stack exactly like in in like little trays or something. That's how the silica molecules are stacked inside an opal. And when the light goes in, it bends and goes around these and comes back out, and officially this is called diffraction. And that is what gives it that play of color or body color. It's that bending of the light. And it's super fascinating. So different Aboriginal cultures in different cultures in different areas would have different ideas of why this would be the case when they were first found. For example, is it lightning that's captured in a gem and dropped on the ground? Those kinds of ideas, because it's such a fascinating gem. I think it was the Romans who thought that it was the most precious gem because it had all the colors of all the gemstones. The reason this is, of course, is because it ends up being a prismatic situation, so you get all the colors of the rainbow in that one gem showing up. Speaking of color, of course, opals come in different colors. They can be white, they can be black, there can be that orangey color of the fire opal, which is often called Mexican opal because they're often found in Mexico, and boulder opal, which has some of the matrix, meaning the original rock that it was found in it. Those are often actually very, very bright ones because, again, as I was saying earlier, the thinner the vein, the brighter the colors of the opals. And so if you have a very thin vein, you will have some of the surrounding rock also in the cut gem. So yeah, what else? Oh, crystal opal or water opal, which are kind of they have exceptional play of color in them. Those are some of the different kinds of opals. And then the types of patterns you can get also have various names. There's the pinfire, which is that very tiny, thing. There's the mosaic, which is more of a slightly broader pattern. And then there is the flame, which is like reddish kind of streaks through the stone. And then there's also the peacock, the peacock pattern, which has more blues and greens in it, much like the tail of a peacock. So those are some of the things I wanted to just mention, but probably I'll tell you two more things. One is what to look out for, like how opal is a very fragile stone, and it's often very thin. So it's often done in duplets or triplets, meaning that there's something at the bottom to stabilize that opal in a duplet, English second language. There's often something at the bottom, and then the cement, they call it cement, but it's really glue with something at the bottom, and that's usually a black, either black gemstone or it can be black glass or even plastic. The black will make the play of color come out more. And in triplets, you would also have something on the top of the gem, like a clear quartz or even glass, just to cover the top to protect that stone. Why does that stone need to be protected? And why don't I make rings with opals in them? Because opal is quite soft. It's a 5 to 6.5 on the Mohs hardness scale, meaning a diamond is a 10. So diamond is the hardest, and then so 5 to 6.5, that is very, very soft, and it can easily be scratched. They're also very fragile. If you have something, especially in a ring, and you easily hit, the countertop or your sink or something, and that thing will fracture. So whenever somebody comes to me and asks me to put an opal in a ring, I always say, I'm very sorry, won't do it because your ring won't last. I like making pieces that last. Having said that, of course, they can be put in earrings or something much more gentle, or in a pendant. You can do that. That can be done. And yeah, if you have opals, please enjoy them. They're quite cool. And I don't know what else to tell you. That's the story of opals. And what little I know, honestly, because I don't work with them, I don't know as much as I would if it was a gem that I work with. But I wanted to mention it because I had a call this week where somebody asked me to reset one of their opals. I'm going to sneeze. I'm sorry, my allergies are terrible. I wonder if yours are too. You can see it on the dark rings under my eyes. The allergies this year have been just terrible. I think I'm okay. So thanks for watching, and I'm gonna go and do some Sunday things, and I hope you have a great day. And again, I will be in Calgary and Vancouver very, very soon. So if you want to meet me in person, drop me a line if you want to discuss a special project. So I'll slot you in for a special time to actually where I can really just meet with you. Or yeah, this is so nice. So many people have joined. This is very nice. Yeah, or I'll see you there, wearing masks and being safe. And I hope you have a great day. Bye.